We are talking about a massive, high stakes international rescue mission that brings together the most unexpected duo in daytime television history. If you thought Carly was just going to sit back and nurse her wounds while Port Charles burned, you clearly do not know our favorite blonde force of nature. She is packing her bags, grabbing Valentin by the collar, and diving headfirst into a dangerous French conspiracy that will leave everyone gasping for air. Let us set the stage because the atmosphere here is pure, unadulterated Gothic nightmare fuel. Deep in the misty, rain soaked countryside of France, a sinister clinic is operating under the dark, manipulative shadows cast by Cullum and Sidwell. These two are not just playing games, they are running a highly sophisticated, deeply illegal operation designed to break minds and erase identities. If you ask me, Cullum is proving to be one of the most delightfully unhinged villains we have seen in years, and his partnership with Sidwell is a match made in soap opera purgatory. They have been pulling the strings from behind the scenes, desperate to keep their dirty secrets buried forever. And what is their master plan to stop the authorities from sniffing around? They have orchestrated a chilling, elaborate hoax to convince the entire world that the legendary Anna is dead. Yes, you heard that right. They want everyone to believe that the fierce, brilliant super spy has drawn her last breath, effectively cutting off any rescue attempts before they even begin. But we know better, do we not, guys? We know that in Port Charles, a death is rarely just a death, it is usually a smokescreen for something far more sinister. Back at home, everyone is grieving, but Valentin simply refuses to accept the official story. His heart, battered and bruised as it is, knows that his beloved Anna cannot be gone. But he cannot do this alone, especially with the law watching his every move. Enter Carly. Now, some of you might be scratching your heads, wondering why Carly would get involved in an international spy rescue. But let us look at the bigger picture. Carly is currently drowning in her own secrets, desperately trying to keep the truth about what happened to John from destroying her life. She is a woman under pressure, a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. When Valentin approaches her with a wild, desperate plan, it is the perfect distraction and a chance for her to regain some control over her chaotic existence. I think this partnership is absolute gold, and we are going to see some top tier chemistry between these two. They are both survivors, both willing to cross lines that others would not dare to look at. When they board that private jet to France, they are not just looking for a missing person, they are stepping into a lion's den. The transition from the sunny, dramatic streets of Port Charles to the cold, oppressive grayness of the French clinic is going to be visually stunning. You can almost feel the chill in the air as Carly and Valentin arrive, disguised and on high alert. They are operating completely off the grid with no backup from the WSB or local authorities. If they get caught, there is no one coming to save them. It is a suicide mission, but as we know, Carly has never met a boundary she did not want to push, and Valentin has nothing left to lose. As they infiltrate the clinic, the tension reaches a fever pitch. We are going to see Carly using her quick wit and charm to bypass security, while Valentin handles the technical and tactical side of things. It is a beautiful dance of deception, but nothing can prepare them for the horror they find inside. This is not a state of the art medical facility, it is a chamber of horrors. The walls are damp, the air is thick with the scent of decay and antiseptic, and the distant sound of dripping water is enough to drive anyone mad. If you ask me, the writers are going all out to make this clinic feel like a living, breathing monster. And locked deep within its bowels, hidden away from the world in the most degrading, tattered conditions imaginable, is Anna. When Carly and Valentin finally break into her cell, the emotional payoff is going to be massive. We are talking tears, shock, and a stark realization of just how cruel Cullum and Sidwell truly are. Anna, usually so poised, so untouchable, is a shadow of her former self, physically weakened but with that unmistakable spy fire still burning in her eyes. The contrast between Carly's fierce, protective maternal energy and Valentin's raw, heartbroken relief is going to be a masterclass in acting. They quickly work to free her from her chains, knowing that every second they waste brings them closer to discovery. Carly is right there helping Anna stand, proving that despite their past differences, women of Port Charles stick together when the stakes are life and death. But just as they make their daring escape, the alarm sounds. The red lights flash, the sirens wail, and the hunt is officially on. We can clearly see that Cullum is not a man who takes defeat lightly. When he realizes that his prized captive has been stolen right out from under his nose, his reaction is pure, terrifying fury. He does not just want Anna back, he wants revenge. He realizes that the people who rescued her now know too much. They have seen the clinic, they have seen the conditions, and they have proof of his crimes. In his mind, Carly and Valentin have signed their own death warrants. They are no longer just rescuers, they are targets. This is where the story takes a sharp, dangerous turn that will keep us glued to our screens. Cullum decides to turn the tables completely. Instead of playing defense, he goes on a brutal, aggressive offensive. He unleashes his mercenaries with a simple, chilling order: eliminate Valentin and Carly at all costs. He wants to wipe the slate clean, and that means making sure no witnesses survive to tell the tale. Suddenly, our trio is running for their lives through the dark, treacherous French countryside with a relentless pack of killers hot on their heels. Um, the hunter has become the prey, and the stakes have never been higher for our beloved Port Charles residents. I can already hear you guys screaming at your screens. How are they going to get out of this? Honestly, if you ask me, this is going to test Carly like never before. She is used to fighting corporate battles in the ELQ boardroom or screaming matches at the Metro Court, but this is a literal war for survival. She has to rely on Valentin's tactical brilliance and Anna's fading but formidable spy instincts just to stay alive. The dynamics in this makeshift survival group are going to be electric. We have Carly, the civilian who refuses to back down, Valentin, the desperate lover trying to protect everyone, and Anna, the weakened warrior trying to regain her strength. Back in Port Charles, the ripples of this secret mission are going to start causing massive waves. Imagine the panic when Jason realizes Carly has vanished. We all know Jason has a sixth sense when it comes to Carly, and the moment he realizes she is in danger, he will stop at nothing to find her. But she is thousands of miles away, completely unreachable. And what about Michael and Willow? Their marriage is already on thin ice, and with Carly gone, the fragile glue holding the family together might just dissolve. Let us not forget Sidwell, who is still lurking in the background, trying to control deception. If Sidwell realizes that Cullum is hunting Carly and Valentin, he might use this to his advantage, launching a hostile takeover that could destroy the lives of Tracy, Brooklyn, and Lucy. Meanwhile, back in the wet French woods, the chase is relentless. The rain is pouring down, soaking them to the bone, making every step a struggle. Valentin is doing his best to lead them to a safe house, but Cullum's men are closing the gap. We are going to see a heart-stopping sequence where Carly has to make a split-second decision to save a weakened Anna, putting herself directly in the line of fire. It is these moments of pure, selfless bravery that remind us why we love Carly, despite all her flaws. She is a fighter to the very end. Cullum's psychological warfare is also going to play a huge role. He is not just hunting them physically, he is messing with their minds. He starts sending chilling messages, letting them know that he is always one step ahead. He knows their secrets, he knows their weaknesses, and he is playing with them like a cat with a mouse. It is a terrifying realization for Valentin, who prides himself on being the master manipulator. For once, Valentin is outmatched and outgunned, and the guilt of dragging Carly into this nightmare is going to eat him alive. I think we are also going to see some deep emotional conversations between Carly and Anna while they are hiding out in a dilapidated barn, waiting for the storm to pass. These two women have a long, complicated history, but facing death has a way of stripping away all the petty drama. They are going to find a mutual respect that they never thought possible. Anna will see the raw courage in Carly, and Carly will see the vulnerability in the legendary super spy. It is the kind of character development that daytime television does best, and I am absolutely here for it. But the piece is short-lived. The sound of snapping twigs outside signals that the enemy has found them. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife as Valentin readies his weapon, his face grim. Carly holds Anna close, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and determination. They are cornered with nowhere left to run. This is the moment where everything hangs in the balance. Will they be able to fight their way out, or has Cullum finally won? The sheer scale of this storyline is mind-blowing. It connects the international espionage world of the WSB with the personal, character-driven drama of Port Charles. It raises the stakes to a level we haven't seen in a very long time. We are not just talking about who is sleeping with whom, or who is running ELQ, we are talking about life and death on a global scale. And the fact that Carly is right at the center of it is just icing on the cake. If you ask me, this is the shot of adrenaline that General Hospital needs right now. It shakes up the status quo, forces characters into unexpected alliances, and creates a sense of genuine danger. We are going to be biting our nails every single day, waiting to see what happens next. The writers are playing a dangerous game, but if they pull this off, it could go down as one of the greatest storylines in recent memory. As the search parties in France close in, the scene cuts back and forth between the high-octane chase and the quiet, tense atmosphere of Port Charles, where unsuspecting residents are going about their day, completely unaware that three of their own are fighting for their lives. The dramatic irony is delicious. Sonny is dealing with his own mob issues, oblivious to the fact that his ex-wife is currently running from mercenaries in Europe. When the truth finally comes out, the fallout is going to be spectacular. We must prepare ourselves for some major cliffhangers. The episodes are going to end on such high notes that we will be counting down the minutes until the next day. Will Carly and Valentin manage to get Anna back to the safety of American soil, or will Cullum's trap snap shut before they can even reach the airport? The suspense is almost too much to bear, guys. This is why we watch daytime soaps, isn't it? For these larger-than-life stories, the incredible twists, and the characters we love to cheer for and sometimes scream at, the upcoming weeks are going to be a wild, unforgettable ride, and we are going to be right here to dissect every single moment. So buckle up because the journey to France is about to begin and nobody is safe. In the end, we can only hope that our favorite trio has a few more tricks up their sleeves because they are going to need every single one of them to survive the wrath of Ross Cullum. After all, if there is one thing we have learned from years of watching these dramatic lives unfold, it is that you should never go to France without a bulletproof vest, a very fast car, and a lawyer on speed dial.